This is how your chain and sprocket look when they come out from the factory. In today's video, we want to talk about when it's time to change your chain and sprockets and what you can do to get the most longevity out of them. Here in front of me, I have 4 KTMs with different levels of degraded chain and sprocket scenarios. Now, if you're riding on the street, like this guy right here in front of me, you're gonna have an O-ring chain, and that chain's gonna have less slop than this chain here from the factory. But you're gonna see, as I move forward progressively, you're gonna see telltale signs of when you need to change out your chain and sprocket. So the first thing to take a look at is here. If you can pull your chain here and see daylight between the chain and the sprocket, you absolutely need to swap these out. Number 2, if you notice a lot of side-to-side movement, there's no O-ring here, so you're gonna have a little bit more play than we will on the O-ring chain we're gonna step up to next. But you should never be able to twist the chain sideways. That means it's absolutely shot. And the third thing is slack between the links themselves. If you can move links forward and back individually, definitely a sign that you need to swap out your gear. Now, as we looked at before, we're gonna go ahead and take a look. This is probably halfway worn, if you will. It's still in great shape. It's in good adjustment, but as you can see, as they start to wear, you're gonna have more movement here. We have no slack in the chain forward and back, and side-to-side movement is about where it should be. This particular bike is a great example of when the chain wasn't maintained properly. The sprockets on this bike aren't as worn out as the chain, but the chain's been pretty beat. It has major side-to-side movement. There's lots of movement in between the links themselves, so this chain is absolutely shot, but the sprocket is still in decent shape. You always want to swap the chain and the sprocket out at the same time. Why? If you were to just swap out the chain and put a brand new chain on the sprocket, the wear that are already on this teeth are going to make that chain wear twice as fast. So you might as well just do all 3 pieces at the same time and be good to go. So this here's the worst bike in the lineup. This is a good demonstration of all 3 of the ways that you can tell your chain and sprockets are worn out. Number 1, actually, just looking down here, this chain almost hangs off the sprocket. There's so much slack in the chain and the sprocket's been worn down enough that there's just way too much movement. Number 2, the slack in the chain. This chain you can actually move almost half of a link, and then you've got that side-to-side movement. If you hit a big enough bump that slapped the chain up like this, and then that wheel was spinning, you could actually spin this chain right off the sprocket. And there you have it, 3 telltale signs that your chain and sprocket are in need of replacement, or if they're good to go. Till next time, take care, ride safe, and enjoy yourself out there.